What's up, Wizards fans? Welcome back to the Wiz Hoops Lab channel. There's a narrative in the NBA that we've heard for years. Small guards can't be the best player on a championship team. They're too small on defense, they get targeted in playoffs, they can't survive 4 rounds against the best teams in basketball. But if you've been watching the NBA playoffs, that narrative is starting to fall apart. Because right now, Jalen Brunson is proving that a smaller guard can absolutely lead a team to the finals and compete for a championship. That's why the Wizards fans should be paying attention. Because when people say Trae Young can't be the face of a championship contender, the success of players like Brunson is making that argument weaker and weaker every year. Let's talk about it. For the longest time, NBA fans believed you need a giant superstar to win. A LeBron, a Giannis, a Jokic, a Shea, a dominant two-way wing or guard or massive center. And while those players are obviously incredible, the league is changing. The game is more spaced out than ever. Offense matters more than ever. And shot creation matters more than ever. That's where smaller guards have to become incredibly valuable. Look at Jalen Brunson. He's not the tallest player on the floor. He's not the fastest athlete in the league. He's not an elite defender, yet becomes one of the best player performers in basketball. And why? Because he slows the game down. He can create offense when his team needs it. That's the most important skill in basketball. The ability to get a bucket, the ability to create for teammates, the ability to control the pace of the game. Brunson does all three. And when you look at Trae Young, you see many of those same qualities. In the same areas, Trae Young is actually even more gifted offensively. Trae Young is one of the best playmakers in the NBA. Every year he's among the league leader in assists. Every year, defenses are forced to guard him 30 feet from the basket. Every year, he creates open shots for teammates that most players simply can't create. And that's why the conversation around Trae Young has always been fascinating. People focus on his weakness, his size, his defense, his turnovers. But what about all the other things he does at an elite level? Because there aren't many players in basketball who can completely control the offense the way Trae Young does. You've seen, before the Wizards traded for Trae Young, the offense was just a mess. As soon as they traded for him and he played a few games, everything just looked cleaner and smoother. Think about it for a second. He eliminated higher seeded teams. He won games in hostile environments. He became one of the biggest playoff stars in the league. That's not something many players can say. So why people still doubt him? Because the Hawks haven't been able to build the perfect roster around him. That's what this debate really comes down to. But the Washington Wizards can end that entire conversation. The Washington is done rebuilding. It's done tearing stuff down. The roster is young. The franchise is about to draft this next superstar. And the Wizards ever decided to pursue a trade like Trae Young, their blueprint is actually becoming clear. Look around the NBA. Teams are learning that smaller guards don't have to be perfect defenders. They just need the right support system. You surround them with length, with versatile defenders, and athletic wings who can guard multiple positions. That's what allows your star guard to focus on what he can do best, creating offense. That's exactly what successful teams do. And it's exactly what the Washington Wizards would need to do with Trae Young. Imagine if Trae Young running the offense while the Wizards continue to develop their young core. Imagine all the open looks he get, all the lobs he'd be throwing to Anthony Davis and Alex Sarr. Imagine the pace and excitement he'll bring. Suddenly, the Washington Wizards have gone from a rebuilding team to a team that's actually contending for a playoff spot. But let's take it further. Can Trae Young actually lead the Wizards to a championship? Honestly, yes. He can't, but he can't do it alone. Neither could Jalen Brunson. Neither could Steph Curry. Championships require defense. Champion teams require great coaching and roster construction. That question isn't whether Trae Young is capable. The question is if the Wizards can have the right team surrounding him. Because when you look at his offensive production, his playoff experience, and his ability to elevate teammates, the talent is absolutely there. Basketball is evolving. Skill is winning, shot creation is winning, and playmaking is winning. And players like Jalen Brunson are showing the entire league that size isn't everything. So Wizards fans, I want to hear from you. Do you think Trae Young can help lead this team to the playoffs and compete? Or is this just a false dream, and should the Wizards trade or look for a bigger guard to lead this Wizards team? Let me know down in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe.